Hello, how are you? Welcome to the live chat. We have a lot of exciting things to talk about.
That's
I don't know
right.
how exciting. Allie went to the hospital today, so
I
that's
wouldn't call that exciting.
that's gonna be
I guess it was exciting, but not like a fun exciting.
interesting. Interesting things to talk about today. So, welcome everybody who's here. I see people leaving comments in the chat already.
Yes.
We are excited to have you guys here. A lot of familiar names and faces, so thank you. Welcome Ted, Brown Eyed Girl, Nancy Sue William, Monica the clerk, and Shane is back. So
That's
yeah,
right.
welcome to everybody.
The gang's all here, let's say.
Great to have you here. Deborah's here from Kuwait.
Ooh, from
Wow.
Kuwait.
It's got to be evening for you
Welcome
too.
back, Deborah. Yeah, it must be
Or
evening there too.
Maybe
earlier than here.
Earlier than here.
It's 11 p.m. here in Bangkok.
So yeah, we're excited to talk
Lydia
about
from
the
Atlanta.
deals of the day.
Yeah. I love seeing where everybody's from. JP in Porto. Oh, I remember
Portugal,
JP from last week. Yeah. A lot
Yeah.
of fun places. Awesome. Well, we're glad you guys joined us. Ooh, from Panama as well.
We are actually only about a month away from our return to the United States. So we'll be landing in Los Angeles.
That's right.
And making our way around the whole United States. We just actually rented a car. We're going to be doing some Amtrak and a car rental. So we got a car rental. We're going to be doing a lot of driving around, road tripping through the U.S.
That's right. And I'm actually a little nervous about driving because I haven't driven a car in like a year and a half. So hopefully it'll come back to me.
Ted's going to be making a Zoom presentation in 45 minutes. So
Ted,
we should
luck.
all go watch your. You
That's
should put
right.
it on here for us.
Finance presentation.
Yeah, we need to go watch that. That would be cool.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about Allie went to the hospital today. We're going to be talking about that today, but this is Ground Life Finance channel, so you can ask any questions, finances, anything you want to ask. Drop them in the comments, and we will do our best to answer it. So that's going to be good. But we are going to get started with the topic of the day.
Yeah.
Which is your hand.
My visit. So you guys, if you've watched for, I don't know, the last few months, my hand has gotten worse. And I for a while, I thought I've had tendonitis. It's been almost a little over a year, but I was so sick last year leading up to what ended up being my emergency surgery in November in Malaysia that I just kind of, the hand just kind of took a back seat. Well, in the last few months, it's gotten worse and it started swelling just underneath my thumb. And I thought, well, I don't want to get back to the US without having this looked at here. So I looked into the hospital, and Friday night I was like, well, I'll just send an email to the hospital, that I want to get an appointment, tell them what the problem is. They have you fill out this whole little contact sheet thing. So Friday night we're sitting here. I was getting, winding down, and I thought, let me send this email. So sent the email to the hospital, and they send me back. Saturday morning when I woke up, I had an email from the hospital, and they had made an appointment for me. And the appointment was for this morning. That's right, Sunday morning. So I was like, okay. So I thought, all right, well, I guess on Sunday I'll go to the hospital. So I got on the train, took the train there. It was a very short walk from the train station to the hospital. And I walked in, and they sent me up to the 10th floor, which is where you check in. Like, I did my pre-registration online and all that kind of stuff. So checked in, and then they gave me my paperwork. I went upstairs. My appointment was at 10:30. I got to the hospital at like 9:40 a.m. And so checked in, did all my stuff, got up to the doctor's office. It was, I don't know, like 9:50, 9:55. It was before 10 o'clock. So I thought, well, I'm just going to sit in here and, I do Wordle. My daughter and I do Wordle and the connections every day, and we send them to each other, our results. So I was going to do that while I was sitting there waiting for 30 minutes until my appointment. And about 5 seconds later, a young woman shows up next to me with my little chart, and she's verified my name. They give you a little tag on your hand, kind of like when you check into the hospital. She looked at my name, verified my birth date, and then she took me in. And I thought, all right, well, the doctor's not going to be in for a minute, so I'm going to finish my Wordle in there since I didn't finish it in the waiting room. Get in there. He was already in there waiting for me. I was like, excuse me? And he was so sweet. He was super, super nice, spoke beautiful English. I was so thankful. He understood everything I said. I understood everything he said. Did some tests and stuff. And so he says I have trigger finger. And he basically said, you know, here are your options. We decided to do a cortisol shot. So he did do a shot into my hand earlier. It was quite tender for the first little bit. It's starting to feel better now, but he said it's going to be tender for the first couple of days. And then I should start feeling some relief. So hopefully that's going to work out. And I'm not going to tell you how much it was. I'm going to let you guys guess for a couple of minutes, and then I'll tell you how much it was. But then after I was done and he did the shot, they had me sit for a few minutes, make sure I was going to be okay, didn't pass out or anything like that. Because they asked me how I got there. I told them I took the train. They said, okay, no problem. So I sat there and waited. And then after a few minutes, they said, you're fine. And then they had me check out. So I see you guys are already guessing. So remember, we're here on a Sunday. He's an orthopedic surgeon, this doctor. So he's a specialist in this hospital, which is a really nice hospital here, Bumrungarh. And he also did the shot, the cortisol shot. So I see some good guesses coming in.
Some pretty good guesses, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some really
people
good guesses.
in the ballpark.
Some people guessed very low.
Yeah.
But some good guesses for sure.
Yeah. In US dollars. But the crazy thing that I thought was crazy was that we emailed on a Friday night. And like, if you email a hospital on a Friday night, do you expect to be in on Sunday morning, getting an appointment? And it's the same experience we had in Malaysia. We were like, well, we'll just call them. And then a week later, you were out of surgery in Malaysia. Like the rate that they do things, it's like,
they just don't mess around.
I'm not even prepared to go yet. This was just an inquiry. Like,
yeah.
I'm done. You know,
and it's over.
Like one time I had to have a tooth out, and I was like, I gotta get this tooth out. Let's call the dentist. Hour and a half later, I was back home, and the tooth was out. Like from the time you call, it's like lightning speed.
And the dentist put you in a cab.
Yeah.
And sent you back.
Yeah.
In a cab.
So the same. Same thing with the dentist. All right, you can tell them.
All right,
how
so
much
it was $89 for everything. That's it.
Wow,
Everything
JCIF guessed $87.
Ooh, that was so close. You were off by less than $2.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Beth was close too, $85.
Ooh,
yeah.
Some good guesses.
And I don't know. That is the question. How much would you pay in America? I'm going to guess.
That's what I would like to know. I was telling my sister about it because she was keeping tabs on me and she wanted to know. And when she got up this morning, she, texted me right away, was like, hey, how's your hand? What'd they tell you? Blah, blah, blah. And then she asked me how much it was. She always asked me. And I told her, she was like, are you kidding me? That would be thousands of dollars here. So I don't know because I haven't had to do that in the U.S. But I'm guessing a lot.
Somebody said all for the cost of a trip to Disneyland. So I think Disney's gone up in price. So.
Yeah, I think that's only like one ticket to Disneyland because we took our daughter when she first moved to California. We took her to Disneyland there, and it was not cheap.
Unless it's Tokyo Disney, that is pretty cheap.
Then that's cheaper.
So,
that's like $40.
Yeah. So, but they did put it through our insurance and all that. Not that it's that big of a deal. But
yeah, it's just adding into towards the deductible.
Yeah. So it's really just kind of shocking that you can just it's a system of just walk in and pay for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ted, no, it was not from gaming. That would be Rob. I'm actually surprised he doesn't have an injury on his thumb because he's been playing NCAA since it came out.
Yeah, I have. I've been getting proper rest though.
Yes.
So hydration, you gotta stay hydrated.
Oh, let's see. David's got his diagnosis. Saw the specialist, $475. X-rays
Just to see.
250 and the brace 120. Wow. Whew, that adds up fast. That's so crazy.
Yeah, that does add up fast. And then if they prescribe you any medicine, like I know here if they prescribe you like well, if you want like ibuprofen, that's like super cheap.
That's not a
but
prescription
that's not a
medication.
prescription.
You're like,
But if
I
you
mean, like if you want like
antibiotic-
ibuprofen like 600 or like 800, you could just get those at the pharmacy.
But if you go for like an antibiotic, it's like $1 or $2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No more than $2 depending on how big the package is. If it's
So-
for 5 or 10 days.
Yeah, it's very, very cheap.
Oh, people asked about a follow-up. Yes, good question. So he did tell me that this should make it feel better for quite some time. He asked me when I was going back to the U.S. He said that if it was still hurting or if it came back to hurting like a week or 10 days before I leave for the U.S. to make an appointment and come back and see him. And the hospital actually has a very beautifully, easily functioning app that you can just make an appointment right in there with any doctor at the hospital at any time. So he said make an appointment with him, come back and see him, and then we'll be all set.
Yeah. Brown Eye Girl, we're gonna be in the States for several months.
Yeah, we don't know when we're
We
coming back
don't
yet.
have a ticket out yet, so
This is the first time we go back to the U.S. without a ticket to leave the U.S.
yeah, no plans to leave yet. But we are planning to leave, we just don't know when. Happy you could join us, Justine. So that's great. Joe, $68,000. Sorry about your diagnosis. I read that in a comment. Yeah, sorry about that.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
William wants to know, thinking about doing full checkups. So we did. I did a full checkup. I don't think we've talked about this too much on here lately, but I did a full checkup in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, while she was having major surgery. I was like, well, we're at the hospital. I need to do mine anyway. So I did a full checkup there, and it was amazing. It was, I can't remember. There's a whole video on it that I said how much it was, but it was a couple $100.
Yeah, I'm
total.
trying to remember how much it was.
Kind of an
Can't
all-day
remember.
thing where they run you through like every test imaginable, and then you sit down with a doctor beforehand, and afterwards they run over all your results with you. You can get that done in KL or Bangkok. Which one would be your preference? They're both great.
Yeah, they're both great. I'm actually, when I came back today, I said, I think when we come back to Bangkok, I'm probably going to do my all my annual blood work there, because I didn't do the full workup when we were in Malaysia. I was supposed to, but didn't end up doing the full workup like you did when we were there, because I ended up having surgery. So I had to have different blood work and the CAT scan, MRI, all that kind of stuff. So I didn't end up doing that, and I would like to do that next time we come back, and I'll probably do it at the same hospital.
Yeah. Sounds like Bangkok puts the care in healthcare. Yeah, they put the care in everything.
Paid $350 for the full body. Yeah, at Bumrungarh. Yeah, it's a great hospital, and that's a splendid deal, honestly. People have told me they have paid thousands, and half the stuff you can't even really get in the U.S. They won't do it unless there's a problem. So it's kind of nice to be able to get ahead of some of these things, especially as we get older, and issues come up. It's nice to be able to take care of them and not be concerned about the level of care that you're going to get. I tell you, this doctor was so sweet. And the nurse, they were both so kind and incredibly empathetic with my pain and with what I was telling him. And I was just still in shock that the doctor was in the room before I walked in there. I was just like, are you the doctor? He's like, yeah. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, Kelly wants to know about insurance and prescriptions. So this is a topic that really only applies to Americans and maybe Canadians, but like the rest of the world doesn't use insurance for prescriptions. It's just you walk into a pharmacy, you tell them what you want, and you pay for it because it's so inexpensive that it's going to be cheaper than your insurance would have been. So whenever we get a prescription, they wouldn't even know how to put it through your insurance. It's just not a thing, because like we're talking $2, $3 for your, you know, the most expensive thing you might get might be $10 for a month. And you really don't need, now every country is different. So like if you go to Japan, you can't get anything there. Like you can get literally nothing. You can't even get the stuff we can get over the counter.
It's like you get like children's Tylenol for adults.
Yeah. You can't get
yeah,
anything.
it's tough there.
But if you come to most of the other countries in Asia, you can get everything, anything. And so, you know, you just have to know what your prescription is. Like Allie has a prescription from her doctor in Malaysia. She has it with her, but they'll never ask for it and they'll never put it through insurance because it's only going to be $5. So that's just the way it works.
Yeah, you just, I always carry it with me when I'm going to go to the pharmacy and get refills. Like I started HRT hormone replacement therapy when, you know, after my hysterectomy and all that stuff in November when I was in Kuala Lumpur. She gave me the prescription for that. And I bring it with me when I try to go to the pharmacy anywhere else, but they don't need it. They just sell it to me without looking at it. They just, as long as you know what it is that you're getting, you can purchase it. I mean, I'll get Rob's sometimes for his high blood pressure. I'll get his pills when I'm at the pharmacy. Like I just did that today, actually, when I was walking back from the hospital. I was like, oh, I'll just pop in and grab some real quick because we want to get our refill in and make sure that we have enough for when we're going to be gone. So it's actually really amazing that we can do that.
Yeah. And like it's everything is cheaper too. So like when we're in the States, we have allergies and we get like the nose spray thing every April, you know, pollen season. What's the one with the green top?
Oh, I think it's Nasonex? No.
I don't know which one it is, but anyway.
Flonase.
That's what it is. Flonase. So we would always buy the Flonase in the US, and it's like, remind me how much it is. Yeah, Flonase, Ted. Is it like $20
yeah, I don't remember
for the big bottle?
It's a lot in the US.
I think it's like $20.
It is good stuff.
Well, we would buy one and be like, all right, this seems expensive, but whatever. Anyway, we got to Istanbul, and I was like, all right, having more allergies, need to get some stuff. So we had the Flonase with us, but it was empty. So I walk into the pharmacy. Now it's like $30? Wow.
Yikes.
So I walk into the pharmacy with my bottle of Flonase that's empty, and I say to the guy, this is what I take in America. Do you have something like this? He pulls out the exact same thing, except for it looks exactly the same. They've changed one letter on the spelling, but it's by the same company. So it's just marketed so they can sell it cheaper. And I looked at the ingredients, exact same company.
Everything exactly the same except the word just had, I think it was like Flixonase or something like that. I forget what it was called, but
it was
slightly different.
Flixnase.
Slightly different.
I think it was Flixonase.
Yeah.
And worked amazing. It was the exact same thing. And I was like, well, how much is it? He's like, he told me in Turkish lira, but I did the translation then. It was $1.79 for the full bottle of Flonase. I'm like, we are getting ripped off.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy, but the cost of medicine overseas is literally nothing. It's negligible for the most part.
Yeah, and we do, as far as prescription medications, a couple people I think asked. I see Deborah does too. You take thyroid meds. I take thyroid meds also. They're super easy to come by. Yeah, in Kuwait, it sounds like that's a great price. That's about what I pay, anywhere from $5 to $8, depending on which country I'm in, for a month's worth of my thyroid medication. And for the HRT, I just bought some a couple of days ago. I'm making sure that I have enough for when I'm in the US because I know it's hard to get there. I bought some a couple days ago. I paid $8 for each month's worth of each box, which is a month's worth. So that's kind of crazy to think that I just walked in. And again, like I said, I brought my prescription with me from my doctor in Malaysia, but they didn't ask to see it. They just gave it to me.
Yeah, no idea how much insulin costs. We've never used it. We don't know anybody that uses it.
Yeah, I don't know anyone who does. I'd imagine the cost is low.
Elizabeth was asking, how do you find out if your medications are available in another country? You could probably Google it, but for the most part, everything's available. I mean, it may not be the exact same brand, but the exact same type of medication
Mm-hmm.
will be available.
Yeah.
So
And there are a few things that you can't get in certain places. Like, you know, you may be able to get, like, if you need like prednisone, like steroid or something, and you want to get it in one particular country. They may not sell it to you there, but they would sell it to you in a different one. We do kind of just look it up online and see. It's usually pretty easy if you Google. For the most part, we've been able to see, like, if we can get something when we're going to the next place. So just kind of, that's how we found out about Japan. We were like, oh, well, can we get this there? So we're like,
Yeah.
let's stock up before we go so that we don't have to try to buy some
we
there.
found out about Japan too because I didn't
They do have estradiol here.
I
yeah.
didn't check my bottles, and we went to Japan, and I ran out of something, and it was a mess because
It was a mess.
you
It was a mess.
you cannot get anything, and I was struggling. And then we got to Taiwan, and I was like, please let them sell stuff in Taiwan, and they did.
Yeah,
Taiwan,
they did.
Taiwan saved me.
Taiwan's a little more like the rest of Asia. Yeah, Japan was probably the toughest that we've been to
Yeah.
get things. It's just that one we miscalculated how much we needed and ran out like 2 weeks to go still. We were like,
Yeah, exactly.
bad time to miscalculate.
You don't want to mess up in Japan. Now, we have had, someone was talking about knee replacement. We do know some people that did knee replacement in
Yes, in Malaysia.
In Malaysia.
Actually, 2 people we know that did knee replacement there. One at Prince Court and one at Glen Eagles, which is the hospital I had my surgery in. They're really sister hospitals, so it doesn't matter really. Just a matter of the doctors, I guess. But they do that there. I don't remember how much it was, but it was insanely
Cheap.
cheap compared to what people were saying they were paying in the U.S.
Yeah, that's great. So, are vitamin and herb stores available? Well, you can get
Yes.
a lot of vitamins in Japan. Now, that's what you can get.
Yes. Yes. Well, they have a lot of Eastern medicine, so you can also go that route as well. There are plenty of pharmacies to do that, and you can go to local doctors. And sometimes there are some countries where if you need a prescription to get something, like if you needed, let's say, steroids here in, like prednisone type steroid, here in Thailand, they won't sell it to you over the counter. You need a prescription, but you can go to a local doctor, make an appointment, tell them what you need. The doctor will prescribe it, and then you just go get it. So as long as it's obviously something reasonable.
Someone wants to know if it's cold here. Why am I in a t-shirt and you're in a sweatshirt? I'm from Michigan.
This is the story of our life, you guys. I am always wearing a jacket indoors. My children would always mock me because I'm always cold. And Rob is always hot.
She grew up in Florida, and I grew up in Michigan, and that is the reason for our temperature.
Literally, and it's not even my thyroid problems. It literally, I have spent my entire life just being cold. If you could feel my fingers, you could probably see how white my fingertips are because they are frozen solid. They're little icicles.
Yeah. Can you imagine what foreigners think when they visit the U.S. and need medicine or healthcare? Yeah, that
they
is-
must be so shocked, and it must be such a horrible experience for
The
them.
good news is they'll be really excited at the large number of allergy pills they can get. Because if you try to get allergy pills in any other country, they'll sell you like a sleeve of like 6. I'm like, 6 allergy pills? It's gonna last me 6 days.
You
I
want
don't have to come back.
antihistamine in the U.S., you can buy the 1,000 count bottle.
You can, like, it's crazy. I'm like,
At Costco.
we buy our allergy pills in the U.S. because it's like, I don't want to have to go to the store every 5 days.
Can you sell me 70 of those sleeves of the antihistamine
Right.
so I could have enough for the year?
It's embarrassing to go get
It
allergy
is,
pills
yeah.
because, like, I need 40 of them.
I need a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they would think that.
Somebody's asking about prescription glasses. Yeah, no problem. As a matter of fact, I got another new pair. Nobody noticed, which is kind of sad, but I'm just kidding, you guys. But I got another new
Very
pair
nice.
because I decided to take the plunge and go ahead and get my bifocals. One of us is still fighting it, but I gave in. I said, I'm doing it. And it was probably the best decision I made in a long time because I am loving these glasses. So I got these in the Philippines, and I got like the super whatever lenses. And like I said, they're bifocal, and these frames are actually Swarovski. They were on sale or something. Anyways, I walked out of there and it was like 150 or something. That included the test and these special lenses. I got some kind of special ones so they don't get scratched. They barely ever get dirty, which is amazing. They're really good. They have the blue blocker thing on them, and then of course the frames. So that's pretty cool, I think.
How much were they?
It was like around 150, I think.
Yeah, you also got glasses in Thailand.
I did. I got glasses in Thailand. So you might not have heard the story, but when I was in Bali, I was robbed by a monkey. Those pesky monkeys in Uluwatu literally stole my glasses right off my face while I was walking. I was talking to somebody, and then all of a sudden that person turned around and looked at me, and then her eyes got really big. And then the next thing I know, my glasses were no longer on my face. They were gone. So the monkey took them and they were gone. Thankfully, I had a backup pair in my suitcase of an old prescription. So I had to have the old prescription for another week in Bali before I made it to Thailand, where I met up with Rob. And then I ended up getting a new pair when I was here the time before. And those, I think, what did I pay for those? 65, I think. But they were not the bifocal, and the lenses were just whatever, because I was just going to get some, in the US. But then I saw there was a sale at this shop at the mall in the Philippines, so I just decided to get them when I was there.
Yep. I'm still fighting it. I have these.
You have two pairs. Where's your other ones?
They're behind the computer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those are you. See, notice these those are brown. You'll rarely see those. Those
these
he
are
uses
my computer glasses.
Because he's trying to look at his computer so he could read your comments.
Yeah. Never.
Yeah, they're bifocal, but they don't have the line in it. I don't know if you can see. There's no line, but they're perfectly mixed. No, the monkeys are not cute. I don't know who said that. I got some real beef with the monkeys now. And yes, shame on that monkey. Thank you, Maxine. The monkeys are cute. And that's the thing is there was like a whole gang of them on like my right hand side that I was kind of keeping track of because they were making weird sounds, and I was like, I don't know what they're doing. But then on this side, there's these gorgeous views, if you've ever seen Uluwatu, the cliffs there where the temple is, and was walking there, and then all of a sudden this monkey just thought he could just accost me. He just literally just pulled them right off my face. I had no idea that he was, stalking me, I guess. He was waiting for me to not be paying attention. They're really smart. The guy that worked there, one of the guys tried to get him back for me. He climbed down a cliff. I thought, this is a bit much. He climbed down the cliff and was not able to get him back. The monkey took him into some little cave and he couldn't get into it.
Yeah. What's funny is that they take the glasses and whatever you have because they do it to trade for food. Mm-hmm. But the monkey did not want to trade the glasses for food. He liked the glasses.
That's right. It was a gangster monkey.
Yeah,
they do. They try to. And the guy was throwing like bread and banana and stuff. He was holding the glasses in one hand and catching the food that the guy was trying to trade him with his other hand, and then he just took off with the food and my glasses. Oh, I wanted to wring his little neck.
So yeah, that is the lesson.
And yes, and then not that long after that, we were at Gibraltar, and I was like, I'm not going up there. I didn't want anything to do with the monkeys up there because you had a tussle with a monkey up at Gibraltar one time. So
yeah. I had a monkey jump on top of me in Gibraltar.
They're rascals.
Tried to steal my soccer jersey I just bought, but he did not get it.
It was a gift for our son.
It was a gift for our son. I had bought a soccer jersey. I was walking with it. The monkey jumped right on my chest, like right here. Grabbed the bag, like if he puts like his legs around me, grabbed the bag and started shaking it. I didn't let go. And after about 3 seconds, he jumped off. He realized it was going to get it.
It is really scary. It is really scary. And yes, sometimes I do wonder what they did with my glasses. I envision them like in the movie Madagascar where the lemurs are doing funny things. I imagine them kind of like that in their little cave, like, hey, let me see those glasses you took from that lady today. That's kind of what I envision.
Yeah. So we've been talking a lot about monkeys, healthcare, glasses. If you have questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. We're open to answering your questions too.
Not monkey related.
Not all questions have to be monkey related. So, wow, someone just watched our tour of Milligan College.
Wow.
You went way back on the channel.
You went into the archives practically.
You went like 4 years back, 5 years back. Yeah, that's where we went to college. That's not on this channel though. That's on our other channel.
Oh yeah, that's on our other one. I was just thinking that. I was like, is that on here?
If you're looking for it, yeah.
Yeah, you went way back in the deep dark.
You know
archives.
what happened? Why we did that was like we'd started our YouTube channel when we were in Asia, and then we're like, oh, we're making all these videos about Asia, and then we came home and we were visiting her parents, you know, and family, and we decided to go visit our old school, and we were like, I don't know, let's just make a video because we didn't have anything to make a video of, so we were just trying to get our YouTube channel going at the time, and
yeah,
making lots of mistakes.
We were trying.
We were making every mistake in the book.
That's right. That's what we learned. What am I drinking? Someone's asking what am I drinking? Oh, it's just water. Nothing exciting. Actually, right before this, I was drinking a mango pineapple smoothie that I made. There's a guy that sells fruit down on the corner. He is so sweet. He and his wife. His wife works with him on the weekends, so I always see her on the weekends. And she is the sweetest. She gives me the biggest smiles. She's so sweet. She always gives me like extra stuff in the bag, but I always buy fresh fruit from them like every other day. And I freeze it and then I use it for smoothies. And it's really nice. But right now I'm just drinking water. Sorry, not exciting.
Brown Eyed Girl wants to know, other than seeing our kids, what are you most looking forward to on our trip back to the States? Well, Mom and Dad, I'm looking forward to seeing you too. I know they're going to be watching this later.
Me too. I'm
okay,
looking
so
forward to looking at for my mom and dad.
So after all family, I think we're looking forward to cruises, and we're going to go to a Seattle Mariners game and a San Francisco Giants game. Looking forward to those quite a bit.
Yeah, we are.
Anything else you're looking forward to?
I'm trying to think what else. I don't know.
New York
That's
City.
pretty much it. Yeah, we're going to New York City with our son. That's going to be really fun.
Yeah.
We're taking him. That's his first train ride, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we're doing that with him. So that'll be fun. You might run into us with our son on the train.
We're hoping to get tickets to the NBC studio tour.
Yes, if anybody knows how to get tickets, let us know.
Yeah.
We're trying to take him to NBC. That's one of the things he requested.
So yeah, we're taking our daughter on a cruise. So if you might be on that cruise.
So if you're on that cruise, then you would see us.
You would see her. Will there be a recording later? Yes. Once this is over, it'll turn into a video.
Yes, it'll be, you can see it right after we're done. It'll be on the channel. You'll be able to replay it and hear all the beginning of it.
Let's see. Brown Eyed Girl went back and watched all our old videos too. Yeah, the one of them, How We Met, is on there. A lot of people watch that video.
Yeah, we're just college sweethearts. And our anniversary is coming up soon in just a couple weeks, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 weeks away.
But
our big one is next year. Next year is 2025 is our 30th wedding anniversary, and we're really trying to figure out what to do for that. We're trying to do something super fun and super exciting, but we don't know what yet. We'll keep you updated.
Do you have any plans to upgrade to the DJI Osmo 3 or a gimbal, or just use a GoPro?
We're planning on staying with the GoPro. I really like everything about it. as well as the storage system for it online. I think I'm gonna stick with that.
Yeah, we've had the DJI Osmo. We've had gimbals. The gimbals were like the worst idea we ever had.
Whew.
They would never
Gimbals
balance.
are rough. They don't always. The video wasn't always straight. It kind of would, falls off out of balance. I guess I don't know what you call it, but yeah, we struggled with it.
Ted's got a question here.
Oh,
We got to
what you
answer
got,
this
Ted?
before your presentation, Ted.
Yes.
Let's
okay.
see. I haven't read it yet.
Do
Do
you
you suggest starting a channel after you begin your travel life? I ask this because I'm still working the grind. Will be learning using your course while I'm still in the U.S. It depends kind of on what your channel is going to be
Right.
about. If it's mostly going to be travel, I think people negate the fact though that like I don't know where you're from, Ted, but like there's tons of stuff like that is popular in the U.S. and that's kind of a mistake we made. We went all over the U.S. for like 6 months before we started traveling, and we thought, well, people will only be interested in once we get to Asia. And then we look back on it, and it's like people love U.S. content, and especially people that are coming to the U.S., even people from the U.S. So I would say if you could start getting your feet wet in it, because you'll learn so much doing that, and you're gonna have to go through that initial growing pain anyway of it, and just start making some content and throw it up there. You can always change the direction from U.S. to wherever you end up, but I think you can start. Now obviously if you're still working your job, you won't have as much time to put into it.
Yeah.
But I would definitely get my feet wet, and then you'll be further ahead once you get there, right?
Yeah.
That's not what we did, but that was another one of our huge mistakes.
Yet another mistake that we made when we started.
Yeah.
Somebody asked what our other channel is. The other channel that people are talking about is actually our main channel. Grounded Life Travel is our main channel. That one has, what do we have on there? 130,000 subscribers on that one. That's our big channel. This one's our baby.
Yeah,
but it grew really fast.
Yeah, that one. But the videos like of how we met are like way old.
Yeah,
like,
you'd have to go way back in the archives. Yeah.
When we were just making videos on like anything.
Everything.
Like, whatever. Let's do a video on how we met. Let's see. Rambling with Rose. I want to start a YouTube channel. I can't find your video on it. Would you direct me, please? I think if you're talking about the YouTube course, there is a link in the description that will take you right to it of this video. There should be. I'm pretty sure I put it in there. And I did want to mention that this week people have been asking it, and if you haven't gotten the email, we did actually start the community for everyone in the YouTube course, and it's pretty cool. There's a bunch of people in there giving each other support and telling us what their channels are and getting feedback, and it's awesome. I've learned, because it's not just everybody doing travel. There's a person in there doing pottery, there's a person in there doing music, there's a person I just posted today that's doing baseball stadium tours. I was like, I have got to see this, because
Rob was very
that's
interested.
right up my alley. So yeah, the course, the link is in the description, and there is now a community for support that goes along with it, which is just as important.
Yeah, so if you already are in the course, you should have received an email telling you about the community. So if you just log in, you will see the community, and you can make your post and sign into it and check everybody else out on there.
Crafting a Family Dinner says, excited to see your videos on cruises. We are trying to find one for next year. Now we do have, I laugh because we do have a cruise channel, but not never, but we haven't posted on it in 4 months.
Yes.
But there is a channel with a lot of cruise videos.
I bet you can guess what it's called. It is called Grounded Life Cruises. So you could check out all that we've done cruising wise on there, not just repositioning cruises and transatlantics, but also just some other really fun ones too.
Yes. Have you been to a World Series? Ooh, that's a great question. Yes, I have. I went.
He's glad you asked.
I'm glad you asked. I went to the 1984 World Series in Detroit. It was amazing. We won. I also went to the 2006 World Series in Detroit. It was not amazing. We lost.
They did not win.
And it was super cold.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think any other World Series we've been to. We have actually been to the national championship game many, many times.
Mm-hmm.
Football, and we have been to the Stanley Cup Finals probably 5 or 6 times because my brother has a position where he can get tickets for a lot of things. So he is kind enough to get us tickets, and so when the national championship was in Atlanta, we went to that too. That was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
Even though they lost to Alabama, Georgia.
They did.
We're not Georgia fans, but we were cheering for them. So,
yeah.
Yes, we have been to a lot of really cool sporting events.
Yeah.
More so than our means would let you believe we had been to. We have been to a lot.
We had some special circumstances and help from others to go.
Yes, exactly.
Because most of those instances, we didn't have the money to afford the actual tickets for it. So special circumstances occurred that we could even do it.
Yeah, it was one of those deals where we had the tickets, but we could barely afford to pay for the parking. So it was
yeah.
That was that. Let's see, I am way behind in these questions
Yes,
here.
you are.
William's been to 4 Giants games, an A's game, and a Mariners versus Rays next month.
Ooh,
wow, that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, Ted's in San Diego. Yeah, I am really way behind on these. Yeah, you do get a lot of California.
Yeah,
lots
San
of stuff to
Diego's
do there.
great. Yeah, we were actually just
definitely
talking about San Diego a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Thinking about going.
Any recommendations for a light travel tripod? Yes, we do. We just bought one. It's right there.
You can't see it because it's
Can't see
behind
it.
the camera.
Maybe I'll try to put a link.
Yeah, we'll put a link to it. It's
It's
really nice. It fits in my small bag. Like it folds this small, but it's nice and sturdy. It's beautiful.
It's a Manfrotto, and we've been through a bunch of them, but
Yeah.
let's.
But it's
see.
nice because it'll hold my small camera that I video with and take pictures with, but it will also hold Rob's big professional medium format camera too. So that's nice. It's very sturdy.
Yes. I paint people art. She's talking about. Oh, I've just lost it here.
I think it's.
Can she morph her channel from an art channel to travel later? So you can morph your channel later on. It can be difficult and painful to do so because a lot of times what will happen is the people that are with your first line of thing, they won't be as interested in the second thing that you do unless they have become really attached to you. If that's the case, then they will follow you no matter what you do. So it's kind of tough to say, but it a lot of people try to do it. It's usually a little bit bumpy, but it can eventually work. Eventually, you'll just say, "Well, I'm just doing this new thing."
Right.
You're going to watch it or not. But so yeah, that's kind of how it goes. Let's see. Monica's asking, "What is your technique for getting rid of all of your stuff?"
All of our stuff is in all of the
I
things
think-
that we owned.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, well, first we went through and got rid of all of the things that we weren't using. Like we actually had things that were still boxed up from when we moved into the house we were in. And then just kind of go from there. So the least used to the most. And then there was a section of things for like sentimental things, like our children's things, like baby albums and things like that, wedding albums. Those things we actually still have. They're in like a file folder box, those cardboard boxes. They are stored in our parents' home, and that's really one of the very few things that we kept. Everything else we sold or took a picture of and kind of have that as our memento of the item. We had several collections. Rob collected baseballs from different teams and from around the world, and I collected a variety of things, one of which was shoes and purses. And it was sad to get rid of them, but now I don't miss them, so it's all good.
Dustin's asking, is your course geared toward a certain phase, pre-planning, starting a channel, early phases of running a channel, or how to improve an established channel? So it starts from the beginning. So the very first section of the course is what we think is the most important, which is picking your niche, picking your subject material. That is where 90% of people go wrong. And if you do not get that right, you will basically automatically fail at YouTube. And there's really no way to recover from it. We've made that mistake on another channel, and you just can't recover from it. So that's the first thing, is getting that right. If you get that part right, then it goes into how to actually make the content, like how to actually make the most money, like how long your videos should be, what the focus should be, all the things about running, editing,
thumbnail.
Yeah, the thumbnails are so important, and that's another thing that people just overlook. And so just kind of all those little things we've learned along the way, and how to take it from, because how to make sure, like, if you do these things, it'll work in the end, because that certainty is what people don't have when they haven't looked at it. And if you don't know it's going to work, you'll likely give up. But if you know you're on the right track, then you'll stay with it, and that's how you can be successful. So, are you planning on going on the Icon of the Seas? We are not.
No.
No, we don't normally do the brand new ships because they're super expensive, for one, and they're super crowded. And
yeah, we did a couple, but then we were just like, this is too crazy. There's just too many people, and it's just, too wild.
Yeah.
for our liking. We try to go when there's less people, and we can kind of enjoy it also, because we go and do our videos, but we also enjoy the cruises as well. So we try to go when it's a little bit calmer and we can fully enjoy everything.
Yeah, and also, like, for YouTube, for our cruise channel, the newer ships, you'd be surprised, but they don't do as well as the older ships, because it's all about competition, and no one is doing videos on the older ships. So when you put a video out, it's like the #1 video. But if you go on a brand new ship, there's going to be 7,000 videos on that ship, and you will have a hard time getting your video to do well. So yeah, that's kind of. What would you choose, Malaysia or Thailand? We love them both. Yeah, love them both.
Yeah, like them both. They both have actually kind of similar, not exactly, but they have a lot of the same feel and things to offer, which is really nice.
We do not have pets. No.
We like animals, we just don't have them.
Had some fish once. But what is something you wish could be different? I know what Allie wishes she could get a business flight to America. Now that we went on business class. Oh, man.
Every day I'm like, have you checked the business class flights?
Seriously, we're kind of dreading the flight home in 6 weeks, because it's so long. It's 24 hours to get home. And it's rough. Yeah. It's rough.
That's why we highly recommend doing a repositioning cruise instead. It just did not work out with our schedule the way we did it this time around.
And I think it's actually harder flying home to America than it is, like, because you're going home. It's always harder going home. When you're coming to, like, Tokyo on a flight, you're like, all right, when we get there, we're going to be in Tokyo. And it's just kind of different. But yeah, the flight. But yeah, that's why we try to do the repositioning cruises.
Yeah.
So that
and I mean, bank your points too, because we try to do our flights around here, business ones. We know we can't do the long hauls that way, but we can at least do the little ones and really enjoy them around here too.
Are there any more updated superliners that you guys know of? We don't know of any. We are going to be on a superliner in 6 weeks. So that is Amtrak train, if you were wondering. And so we're excited about that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ted's got to figure out cheaper business class flights to Asia. Yeah, it is expensive.
Let me know if you find them, Ted.
We need to find that too. They do have like specials every once in a while. But we have not.
Yeah, they just haven't worked out with our schedule yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so nice being in business class though. It's gonna be tough now.
It is. I think there's like all the little extra bonuses that come with it. Like they don't really care about how much your bag weighs, or like some airlines weigh. Our actual check bags are perfect. They're always under because I know exactly how much they weigh because I pack them the exact same way every time. So I know exactly how much they weigh. They both weigh, I don't know how much it is in pounds because now I've memorized it in kilograms. So they both weigh 18 and 19 kilograms. So they're under the 20, which is what most of the airlines outside of the US are, require. So we made sure that they're under that. And then they lose a little bit of weight along the way because we use some of the things that we had with us. Like sometimes we'll bring, vitamins or like a full bottle of antihistamine or like things like that. And then we use those up. And then they don't weigh like your carry-on really. A lot of airlines weigh your carry-ons and they're really super fussy about them. But when you're in business class, they don't care.
Yeah, they don't. Dr. S wants to know, I don't know what to do my YouTube channel about yet. Will your course help me? Yes, it will definitely help you. And actually that's great if you don't already know because you don't have like a preconceived idea
that you're like bent on.
Because we're going to give you a bunch of ideas. We go over like 15 or 18 topics and then like go over why it's good, why it's amazing, why this one's bad. And so that basically we teach you how to determine if a topic is good or not, so that you can apply it to anything you want and determine whether that channel is going to be successful. Because I can't stress this enough. If you do not get that part right, it is going to fail. And if you get that part right, it is going to succeed. And when you hear people saying, oh, YouTube, whatever, I didn't, it was hard, it was bad, it was hard. They didn't get that part right. And that's why. And so it's just, that's why it's the very first thing we cover, because picking your niche is so important, and understanding all the little nuances about it, super important.
Yeah, I saw somebody said that they took the course, I can't remember who it was, and that they had already made some of the mistakes that we warned against in the course. I can't remember who it was. They come up really quick on my screen.
Yeah. Linda's saying, can you upgrade to business class? I have seen that, Linda, recently, where sometimes if you buy an economy class flight, they will actually let you pay for an upgrade now, which when you check in to business class, if they're not sold out.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the big ripoff they're doing now. If you're like a elite, like we have elite status at the hotels. If you have elite status on the airlines, they're ripping you off because they're supposed to upgrade the elite members for free. Well, instead what they do now is they're selling those upgrades to people just in economy that want to pay $100. So instead of giving it to elite people for free, they're selling it. And so I guess if you're not elite, that's good. If they offered it to us this time, I think we would buy it.
I think so. Because we're flying, it's 2 legs. It's from here to, we're flying to Seoul, and then from Seoul to LAX. So
yeah. So it does, David's saying it depends on the airlines. It does depend. I don't know who we're on, and I don't know if they do it, but I did see that a bunch of them are starting to do that.
Oh, good. Somebody did the conversion of the 18 kilograms. So just under 40 pounds. Thank you, Shizart. I always forget, my brain transfers to here, like, when we go home, we got to remember to look right again and see, to look, left, right? Now I don't remember. I'll figure it out when I get there, though, and I won't get hit by a car when I get to LA.
Yeah, exactly. It's different because you're looking the opposite way. I've had that problem a couple times walking around.
In Hong Kong, they actually have it when you look down, it actually says like look left or whatever. It's actually on the ground, which is smart.
Yeah. Monica, we're in a balcony cabin on the ship for the
Retirement travel
retirement
Jumpstart.
Jumpstart.
Yeah.
I can't remember what part of the ship we're in though. I can't remember the floor either.
Probably in the middle.
Probably
we usually
the
get one in
middle.
the middle, so it's probably in the middle somewhere.
Probably
I can't remember.
it's definitely not in the back. I know that much.
Yeah.
We never book them in the back after we had a bad experience
on a Disney
on
cruise.
a Disney cruise. Yeah.
We thought it would be really fun, and then we found out it was indeed not fun.
David is doing. Oh, they're gonna do a first video of their Christmas market for their YouTube channel.
Ooh.
That's awesome. So that's gonna be really cool.
Ooh, very cool.
We're trying to figure out where we're gonna go for Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, I think I saw your post in the. Now that I'm thinking about it, I did see your post in the Retirement Travel Jumpstart community about your trip to the Christmas markets. That's going to be really nice.
Yeah.
I'll look forward to seeing that video because we were thinking about doing that this year and we ended up deciding not to. But that was in the mix this year. Maybe next year we'll do it though.
Yeah, we did kind of do Christmas market in Montreal 2 years ago, right? Let's see. Monica's the Dr. S. Still don't know mine either. Yeah, that's a good place to be, honestly, to not know, because a lot of people come into it with like a preconceived idea of what they want to do, and then it really isn't the best idea. But tons of people, I mean, there's people having great success. Like, there's a lady that just joined the YouTube community that we have with the course. She just started her channel like less than 2 months ago, and it's almost monetized. She's gonna get that, and it's on pottery. She's doing pottery. But let me tell you this: I looked at her channel. She is doing every single thing correctly. I bet you she'll be monetized in like 3 months.
Yeah, soon, really soon.
And it shows. I can look at that and be like, yep, she's gonna make it.
It's amazing.
She's going to make it.
Yeah, we were both like, whoa, she's doing awesome. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Let's see. Yeah, pets are our problem for flying. Yeah.
Yeah, it is tough. And some of the countries, quite a few countries in Europe are making it a lot more challenging. Like if you're going to England or like the Balkans, I know it's really challenging to bring a pet with you. There's quarantine involved and a ton of paperwork, and it's pretty challenging. It can be done, but you're going to be limited to the places that you can go to.
Hey, Shane just purchased the course bundle. See you in there. Yeah, we will see you in there. That's
we'll
awesome.
see you in both communities then,
yeah,
Shane.
We'll see you in there. And check out the cruise too, because we'd love to see you on that. There's quite a few people already on the cruise, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. JP's trying to get to where? To Tokyo.
From
Portugal.
Portugal.
Ooh.
We just take the cheapest one.
Yeah, we really do. Honestly,
we
have we do have loyalty to the hotels, but we do not have loyalty to the airlines because it's silly, because we're not flying the major airlines from the US. When we're outside of the US, very few times would it be beneficial, and we're in the US so little that it would make 0 sense for us to have loyalty to one of them.
Yeah, David's talking about flights to Asia. One way you can go through the Middle East, and one way goes to Asia. We've done it both ways.
Yep, we've done both.
And I don't know that there's a better way.
Yeah.
It's just like where you want to have a layover.
Yeah, because both of them are fine. I mean, Doha was great. The airport is spectacular. Lounges there are amazing. Same thing with Incheon in Seoul. It's also a beautiful airport. So clean. Really is amazing. We had like a 5-hour layover there one time in Incheon, and I remember we took turns taking a nap, but it was so clean. It was so quiet. It was amazing.
It was our first time in Korea, and we were just like mesmerized with all the robots roaming around the airport. We were like, here comes a robot.
We're like, here comes another one of those robots. And they all have like different jobs. They're so funny.
Why was the back of the Disney cruise bad?
You remember when we were kids and the hotels had those beds that you would put 25 cents in and it would give you a massage and the whole bed like vibrated? That's what it feels like at the back of the ship whenever they're docking. And we didn't realize it till the very first morning. We're sleeping in, we're like, oh, we'll sleep in, let all the parents get off with their kids, and then we'll go have breakfast, have a great day. Yeah, that didn't work out because we woke up at 6:30 thinking, are we in an earthquake? What's happening? And it was just that, you know, every time they docked, it would be like, like literally rumbling. It was so terrible. It was really quite unpleasant. Also, the back is where, when it was docked, also where the crew took their smoke breaks. So that would go up to the balcony. Not really something, we're not smokers and we don't really enjoy the smell of it. So that was unpleasant also. And it was just very, very rumbly, very noisy in the back. So I would not recommend it.
If that's asking if the cruise is limited to course participants, it's for the people in the retirement travel Jumpstart course. And the whole purpose is to have time to get your real questions, like your face-to-face questions, answered with us. So we're going to be there to do that. And then also to meet other people who are doing it and just make some friends and take the next step in your retirement travel. So it's not like there's no like extra cost. You just are booking it through the cruise line. But that's what it's for. And it is in November out of California, the week before Thanksgiving.
Yep. And yes, Tracy, that's on my list too. Q seats on Qatar. I would absolutely love to do that.
Yes.
High on my list. That one and Emirates are high on my list.
RT 1996 Atlanta Olympics. We were at those too.
We were there.
Yeah, we were there. Maybe we saw you there. We went to the track and field and the baseball. Yeah. Nancy just saw our Switzerland video.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a fun trip.
We love
that. Was really fun.
If you want to ride the beautiful trains, the most beautiful trains in the world are in Switzerland.
And some of them are like not even a named train. It's just the train from one city to another. And you're just like, are you kidding me? How is this not like a train that's like packed full of tourists? It was literally just locals. And we were like, wow. Switzerland was like phenomenal.
Yeah, it's amazing. Peter, I'm sure you can do it. Are you referring to you don't want to start a YouTube channel or you don't want to start traveling? Which one? But I'm sure you can do it. Let's see. Aaron likes the back cabins. So we do not.
Oh,
we do not.
Aaron,
like
oh, you're an early riser.
Early riser, yeah.
We're sleepy heads.
We're not.
When we're on cruises, we're like, nah, we're gonna sleep in. when we're in an apartment like this, and there's like a separate bedroom, like this is our bedroom in there, like a door that shuts, then I usually get up early in the morning and I'll do like my workout and all my morning stuff, and then he sleeps in because he actually stays up late. And that's how we do like our individual time. And he also does like his steps at night. After, when I'm getting ready for bed, he goes out and does his steps because like we've said before, Bangkok is super, super safe. So he'll go out at like 10 o'clock at night and walk for like an hour and a half or 2 hours and then come back, take a shower, play games, and then he goes to bed at like, I don't know, what time do you go to bed? Like 2 a.m.?
Depends on how later this week.
So then we each have like individual time. But when we're in like a studio type setup, like, you know, on a cruise ship where we're like in the same room as the bed, the living room, everything's all one, then we just try to get closer together time wise so that we're getting up close to the same time and going to bed close to the same time. Doesn't always work, but we try.
Yeah.
I'm fine with just sitting there and reading quietly for a little bit, or I'll just get dressed and leave the room or whatever. I don't know, it works.
Accidental Gardener, welcome to the channel. We rarely see sunrises, Maxine.
We see almost all sunsets, and if we see a sunrise, then something bad has happened.
A mistake was made.
Someone miscalculated something. I'll tell you what, when we got to Japan last year, the first time we got to Japan last year, middle of June last year, we saw all the sunrises. And you know the sun rises in Japan like ridiculously early, at like 4 a.m. We saw the sunrise for a solid week because we were getting up at like 3:30 in the morning. As a matter of fact, we did an interview with CBS Evening News, and they were like, "Are you going to be okay with doing an interview at 3:30 in the morning for you guys?" We were like, "We're going to be up." Sure enough, we woke up at like 3 and did the interview with them, and then we went to breakfast, and then we came back, and then we fell asleep again, and then we got up again. The jet lag really got us that time.
That's right. David says the Montenegro train is really good. We've never taken that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We went to Montenegro, but we didn't take the train there. We took a
How
van.
did we get to Montenegro?
A van.
Oh, a van.
We did a day trip from, remember we were,
Croatia.
Yeah, from Croatia, from Dubrovnik. We did a day trip there to Kotor, and we were in a van with some really nice people we met from the U.S. They were from like New Mexico or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
we
is
had
a
a good
funny.
time.
This is a funny story. So we're in we're in this van, and in Croatia, and we were going to, what was the country we were going to?
Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Bosnia. We were going to
and
Bosnia.
Herzegovina.
And we were the only Americans on this tour. It was like a tour of like 20 people in a van. And so we pull up. And so when you get on these kind of tours and you're crossing borders, they take your passport and they hold them because they got to do the border crossing. And so we're sitting in the back of this van. We're the only Americans. I think it's all Europeans on there. And we get to the border, and the guy goes off and talks to people, and there's like a lot of pointing outside the van. And
There's a lot of
hand
movement going on.
waving, and so finally the guy, the border guard, gets on, and he steps on, and he looks at the van, he goes, "Two Americans, huh?" We're like, I guess that's us.
I think he's got us figured out.
So,
And we were sitting close to the front.
so we were like, it was just kind of weird, like that. he just kind of singled us out like that, but that does tend to happen because it was probably
Yeah.
different for all of them. They had different rules, but
Yeah.
it was an interesting border crossing, and that happened quite a bit.
Yeah,
with
and we
our
had to do
passport.
it, and on that one we had to do it like twice because, you know, Croatia split up. There's like 2 border crossings you have to leave it to get to the other part of it. So it's complicated, and we won't get into that, but you have to leave it to enter it.
Let's see. Monica says, she says the cruise is starting to sell out for the Grounded Life
Oh no.
retirement jumpstart, so she might be in the back. So
Oh,
if
no.
you're jumping, if you want to go on that cruise, jump in there.
We better go in there and tell people in the community.
Jump in there quickly.
Monica,
she's
you're an early riser. It depends on how early you're up. Maybe we can go for a walk early in the morning on the cruise. But if you're like a 6 a.m., it's probably not going to happen. I'm not a 6 a.m. kind of gal. I'm an 8 a.m. That's early morning for me. So if you're cool with 8 a.m., we could do a morning walk, but
Yeah,
not
but
6.
it's in Los Angeles, so we're going to
Oh.
be 3 hours back. So you'll
No,
be up,
no, but we'll be adjusted. Oh, no, we
No,
won't.
we're
Just
coming from
kidding.
New York.
We won't. We're coming from New York.
We'll be up early. Yeah, you'll be up real early.
So maybe I will. We'll see how my jet lag or whatever is. I don't know anymore.
It's going to be car lag. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Shane. That's what I want to do. The balcony with the
what?
cabin looks out the front.
Oh yeah, I just saw. I think Facebook served me an ad of a room that did that, and it looked really cool.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah. That's amazing. I would love to do. That's my dream, is to do like looking out the front of the ship. I don't really like looking out the side as much.
The front would be really cool. That's why we thought the back might be cool. It was cool on Sail Away. It
Yeah.
was really pretty because we left from Miami on that particular one, and it was so beautiful out the back. I just wished it wasn't so rumbly back there.
Now, we did wake up for a sunset on our MSC Seascape cruise.
Oh, the
because-
sunrise.
Sunrise,
Yeah.
yeah.
We did.
We,
That is true.
the first time we were sailing from Rome, and we sailed to New York, and the first time we came in, we had a balcony, and on our side of the ship, we were passing the Statue of Liberty in the morning, We'd never seen that from the water like that.
I
in the
was
morning.
so excited.
We got up.
I was like, I don't care what time it is, we're getting up. It was nice.
Yeah, yeah. Do some. David's saying do some less scary trips like Ireland or Scotland. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think he's talking to Peter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go to
You can
England.
do it, Peter.
Go to England. Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah, if you, that's a, David's right. If you go to, like English speaking places, it's less daunting because you don't also, I would not recommend going to someplace like Japan, although we adore Japan and we love going there. I wouldn't recommend it as a first time, like you're just setting out, because, it can be a little bit daunting at first. It's an incredible country, 1,000,000% worth going to, and we love it and continue to return to it. But I wouldn't do it as my first trip abroad. Definitely something like an English-speaking country would be good.
Yeah,
Just to kind of dip your toes in.
We put off going to England for the longest time because we didn't think we would like it. I don't know why.
Like,
We just didn't. We thought it would be a lot like America, and so we just didn't go. And we went, and we loved it. So now we love going back there. It's very different.
Yeah.
It's very amazing, but it's very easy because everything's in English.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like Canada.
Yeah. And it's fun discovering all the differences in the words that they use for stuff versus what we use.
Yeah. So yeah, that's great. We're
behind you. It looks like everybody's behind you, Peter. We're supporting you in this.
You can do it. Vancouver, we're planning our trip to Vancouver soon. So
Yeah.
we're trying to decide. We have like 2 weeks left to plan in the U.S.
We're working on it.
We're going all over the country because our kids live on
one on each coast, one in LA and one in Chicago. And we're doing trips but we try to do fun things with them when we're in the US, and we're doing trips with each of them because our daughter's going to be 25, so for her birthday we're doing a cruise with her in November, and then our son, it's not for his birthday, but he wanted to go to New York, so we're going to New York with him, so we're really looking forward to that, and then getting to see our parents. Yeah, we got a lot going on. It's going to be fun. And we got several cruises. We got the cruise with the retirement travel Jumpstart people. I think we're going to have a really good trip to the U.S. this time around.
Shane's asking if you're going on the cruise, best to fly in the day before or morning of. Best the day before, definitely, especially because of you just never know that glitch that happened. We didn't have a problem with the glitch here. Really in Asia, I didn't see it disrupt.
No, our parents texted us and asked us if we had any issues, and that didn't happen.
We actually didn't hear about it.
Actually, what happened to us one time too is we had a cruise. We were leaving out of Long Beach, out of LA, and we were actually in Seattle, and we were taking a train from Seattle down. We were taking the Coast Starlight down to LA, and the train got canceled because of flooding on the tracks. So we were trying to figure, and the flights were like crazy because of course it was the night before. So we actually ended up renting a car and driving, and we made it on time, but we did give ourselves an extra day, so.
Yeah. If you join us on that cruise, it's going to be a ton of fun. We are super excited about it. And England is not like America, but in comparison, it's more like America than Japan is.
Yes,
so that's kind of what we mean.
Yeah, we didn't mean they're the same, not at all. Just that it's a place to dip in because they speak English for the most part. It makes it a little less intimidating of sorts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're not the same at all.
The two vegans in Mexico say there is no glitch in Mexico.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's funny because things happen and then we don't hear about it for a couple days because
unless somebody asks us about it, we're like, what? It's okay.
It's fine. It's kind of good.
But that one we did hear about because we're in a lot of travel, groups, and just people we know are always moving around, and they're like, we got stuck in such and such place, and people trying to move around.
Yeah, exactly. No glitch. Yeah, you definitely want to get to a cruise early. We just enjoy that night before too.
And then we don't have to stress about getting there.
Yeah,
I
our
would be
our
too
daughter
stressed.
is there, so we're gonna be visiting her.
Yeah, we'll be in early.
We're gonna be spending a lot of time in LA. Let's see. Jenny's asking, can a couple transfer one spouse's credit card points to the other spouse's account? So it can happen. Yeah, there's a way you can transfer Chase points to each other and pool them all, and then transfer them to like one Hyatt account.
Yeah, and you can do Marriott too. They allow you to transfer, I think 100,000 is the limit per year, 100,000 points per year that you could transfer. So you could do that too.
Brown and girl have to run. Happy to see you. Yeah, we're gonna probably have to run here soon too. It's after midnight.
Yeah, I need to go to bed.
And I think Ted already left. Ted, if you come back and you see the end of this, tell us how your presentation went. I think the whole chat wants to know.
Everyone is waiting to know.
Let us know how it went. But yeah, that's great. Yeah, it is a little after midnight, so we're probably gonna wrap up. Chase points. Yeah, Chase points are super valuable. Amex points.
Oh, they used to they're saying they used to transfer to Amtrak. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't anymore, do they?
They don't. You can't transfer anything to Amtrak, unfortunately.
It is unfortunate.
Yeah.
We are starting to run low on Amtrak points. We used to have a ton of them, but we're taking our son on that Amtrak trip, and we use those.
Yeah.
I think we're just about out.
Yeah.
Which is
we're down to the wire.
Which is a first, and yeah, you can't transfer them, so got to either use the Amtrak credit card or ride Amtrak. So. Thank you, Eric. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody who came in.
Thank you. Hope you enjoy it. Solo cruising with Heather when you see it.
Yes, I Paint People has a interesting or good question here. Love to do the bundle. If you already purchased the YouTube course, when you go in the course, in the very last chapter of the course, there's a coupon code to get the other course for the same price you would have paid for the bundle.
So you won't miss out.
So you won't miss out on the bundle price. If you don't see it, leave me a message in the community, the YouTube community, and I'll just tell you what the code is.
We'll post it in there.
So, thank
We're
you to
in
Vegans
Bangkok, Thailand.
Yeah.
For those just coming in to join us, hopefully you'll get a chance to go back and see this. Ended up differently than we started. But we got lots of questions answered today. Lots of really good chat today too, you guys. We really appreciate you guys joining us. And it's really fun for us too. We really enjoy doing the lives.
Yeah. Yeah, Dr. S, if you're going to do a YouTube channel without being in them, that's totally fine. You don't need to be in them. The course would help you for that too.
Yeah, we actually talk about that in there.
Yeah, because not everybody wants to be on camera. You don't need to be on camera.
Yep.
Thank you for the well wishes for your hand. And yes, we are going to be on next week. We're going to be here still, I think.
Yep.
So we will be we'll be here next week. And we're going to sign off now and go to bed. And well, I'm going to play NCAA football. She's going to go to bed.
I'm going to go to bed. He's going to play video games.
I'm going to play video games.
And I'm the one with the trigger finger, not him.
I don't know how that happened.
How did that happen? Ah!
And then we will see you guys next week. We'll see you in the communities this week.
Thanks, guys.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Have a good day.